welcome back. So right now what we are going to do is get my new Gens Ace high output drag batteries soldered together. So with that said, we're going to make some modifications to my battery ends. Now, I wanted to talk about something. Disposing of batteries, because we're all going to eventually have to do it. These batteries, hobby people, this is my 2S battery, or 3S battery on this one. This is my 2S. But this 3S battery, hobby people, has been gone for a long time. Both of these batteries are no good. So I tend to, whenever batteries go bad, you know, make sure, of course, you drain them all the way. But you need to save the battery ends, whether it's the balance port or the main plug when doing RC, because what happens is we'll need these eventually. You could break these, they can get stuck in your gears, or on a crash you can crack them, the pins pull out of them. All kinds of things happen to these balance plugs. So it's a good thing to have, and you can never go wrong with wire. So I bought wire, and I bought the little terminals that I need, because this is just a strange battery on the way to do it. But I'm going to use this old wire off my 2 and 3S battery there. I need this little balance plug, so I'm going to keep it. This 3S plug, they work great as well. So I'm going to reuse these. I am going to put an end on this, so I don't need those T connectors, because I'm running XT60s. So what I'll do is I'll get rid of the part that's already been soldered. So I'm going to clean these plugs up, and we're going to reuse them. So, I mean, I wish these were a little longer, but it doesn't really matter. I'm going to use these to cut. These are cut a little bit better. And definitely don't snip them all together when you're cutting them off the battery, especially if there's any kind of voltage in there. Just make it good practice to not do that. So the red and the black are going to go to my red and black here. So I'm going to strip all these. I'm going to strip the red and the black for now. And then I'm going to strip, of course, this battery end. Try to make them as flat as possible. Or even, I should say. And then we're going to strip these as well. Getting these little plugs everywhere. So what I'm going to do is put my red and my black on this. I should strip them a little longer. So I'm going to show you how to wire up these. So the black is going to go to the black here. And the red is going to go to the red over here. I know I talked about this, but I want to show you guys how to do these race batteries. So, what I'll do is get my solder ready. Get my flux ready. Now that my red and black's on there, I'm going to get them soldered onto my bullets. I don't like this style bullet. I never have. But I'm going to try to show you guys an easier way of soldering this style bullet. Got my little Dremel out. I'm going to cut a groove in it. So all I did was make a little V so that I can get my soldering gun in there. So with that said, let's see, how am I going to do this? I gotta get this bullet heated up. Now with the bullet heated up, I get my wire shoved into it. Let it cool down. Now, these bullets, they have a little cut in it, it's just not enough. So I'm going to take that cut and make it bigger. There's my positive and negative. A little bit of solder come out the other end. And we're going to get this blue one stripped. Blue one is the one that actually goes to our balance port. And these are just little 2mm bullets. Right here with some shrink tubing. Now these batteries don't come with this stuff, so it's something you got to think ahead about. We're going to get our shrink tubing put onto that little wire. And then you can see that one's cut into a V to make it easier. And the only reason I put these little channel locks in them is so that it doesn't push away when I'm trying to put the wire in, or I'm trying to add some solder to it. Now you can barely see this little guy. So there we go. Now we're going to throw our heat shrink over it. And then I'm going to cut off the battery end I'm not using. And we're going to get that stripped out. So here's our XT60. This is a kit for ESC and battery, even though we only need the ESC side. So there's the part number, C23352 XT60. That should be plenty for this RC. So, and you guys know, I'll stick them together. ESC side is the male, so we need the female side. And what I'll do is I'll put it like this, so that I know not to solder this end, solder this end. Now I'm going to get these stripped out. Throwing these things all over my table. So twist them together. Make sure the ends are clean. And then we're going to throw on some shrink tubing. just to clean it up a little once we're done soldering. Now I'm using the lid to my flux just to help me out a little bit. So this is the negative side facing up. So I'm going to tin the wire to the negative side. Let it all suck into that wire. Now we're going to put some solder in here. Try to fill this little channel up. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the channel warm. Then we're going to heat up the wire. And let it cool. Flip it over. And repeat. Oh, keep that solder nice and hot. Too much solder. And that's how you make a race battery connector. So take off the other end. I keep it plugged in so those terminals don't move. Definitely read the battery. Positive, negative. And then your little wire to the balance port goes right in there, which is your center wire, which is blue. So you got red, black, and blue. Now I am going to throw some shrink tubing, I think right on the outside of these. But that's the way we want it done. Now, I am noticing this should be to the inside. There we go. Just like that. So now I should be able to balance charge it and fit right into the Camaro. Alright, got my second battery wired up. And just a little tech tip, if you're running these batteries in your RC car, you don't have to put a balance port on both of them. So as you see, this will become my charge battery, and I cleaned it up for my run battery. So these will pull right out, if I can do it one-handed. So this cable can stay in my RC car, which is the IROC, and I can just plug these into the new battery. So you only have to make one of these to charge up both these batteries. I'll just swap it over, and this will be my charge, and this will be my run connection. Just a little cleaner so that I can run these flat, and I don't have to have wires sticking up like that. Definitely don't need the balance port in there. It's just a cleaner way of doing it. Figured I'd pop on and show you guys that. Just a cleaner way, nice and flat. And yes, I do have these backwards. Female is usually always on ESC, but I'm only running it in that car. I don't want my kids to plug this in to their RCs. So I did these backwards, just so everybody in the comment knows. So there we go, guys. I'm gonna do up the other battery. I just wanted to film this and get a little tech tip on how to do it. If you haven't seen this style race pack before, to where they don't give you the wires, literally the way it's done is like this. Get the little pamphlet. When you open it up, you get the 2 bullets for the big connection. You get no balance port, no small bullet, nothing. So that's basically how you get the race pack. So make sure that you grab the bullets from here, because you will need them. But that's literally all they give you. And the instructions don't really tell you how to wire it up. So it's just something I guess they expect everybody to know. But there we go, guys. Little race pack. This is 130C. Little red line, high discharge battery, 5100. So 7.6 volts, 38.8. So this is going to pack some punch in that little RC. If I have to run 2S, this is the way I want to run 2S. So we're going to get the other one soldered up. We're going to get the Camaro out tomorrow. We're going to see how we're doing on our tuning and see if I can get that thing going straight. But there we go, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys on my next video. Definitely thanks for watching. Thanks for the support, and we'll see you guys soon.